I'm going to go over my complete skill stack right now. So, first, I'll just give a brief overview of what I'm currently doing. Right now, I am helping other people who have large social medias over 1 million views per month, and they are generating over $50 to $100,000 per month on the back end for the revenue side. And what I'm doing is I'm getting a 20% revenue split of anything over what they are currently doing. So I only get paid if we increase revenue by a certain amount. So I will show you the exact steps that I'm taking right now to take them, let's say, from $100,000 per month to $200,000 per month, usually within 3 to 6 months, because I usually structure some sort of 1 year deal. I'm trying to get that on a much longer time horizon, but that is a lot harder to structure right now. So first off, it starts with the idea for the original video. We are kind of changing the title thumbnail around, and then what we are doing is repackaging the entire video to make it as entertaining as possible. Probably the complete opposite is what I'm doing with this channel, is there's no edits and no title thumbnails, but I do this for external reasons. Here's exactly what I'm doing. You start with helping script out the long form videos, and that takes that was the first skill that I kind of developed. It is helping grow the long form videos, helping better titles, thumbnails, helping better engagement tactics for retention editing, which that is all what you train the editors. So when I go into somebody's team, I'm helping retrain the editors. If they are not good, I'll help replace them with in-house editors. And then what you do from there is, after you have better long form videos that are already getting more views per video, then what we try and do is the distribution of it. So the distribution, you take the long form, you turn it into short term and short form content. You do that by doing Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, etc. You do that across everything, and that's pretty easy. But the main focus point is the hook. You need to have an incredible hook that is astronomically important. So what you will usually have the clients do is record, and this will be very key point in about 10 minutes when I finish explaining everything. So remember this. I'm going to have the clients record, let's say, 100 different hooks that will increase the virality of each clip. So I will give them some sort of script, just some sort of script that you will see a lot on Instagram or TikTok, that will be hooks that they can use that will coordinate with any clip that we can ever pull from. And the reason for that is, when you are finding clips from long form YouTube videos, nobody's going to watch that there's not a good hook. But if you already have a pre-recorded, let's say 100 hooks, you can fill that in with the video clip and then just filter over B-roll for the first 5 seconds. So you have the good audio that actually matches with the rest of the video, but the hook is a lot more appealing. And that has the potential to go viral for all platforms to a much, much higher degree, or at least get a higher overall average kind of score. And then you'll try and loop the videos. There's so many other retention editing tactics for short-term content, but that is besides the point. That was the second skill that I really learned. The third, which is kind of what I'm doing now, which I've been spending a lot of time on because I'd already kind of gotten pretty good with those. This was the third, where no one else was doing this, and I still don't see anyone doing this. So there's a huge opportunity here short term. It is taking long form videos and turn it into tweet threads, LinkedIn post, meta post, blog post, email blast, lead magnets, everything. And then what you do is, with the emails, or with the Twitter threads, I'm averaging 100,000 plus impressions per thread, and you can make each of those in 15 minutes if you're pulling from the long form videos. And then you have to you use AI. I made my own ChatGPT to actually do this. And then what you do is you fill in charts and graphs to help visually illustrate what is being said. It's usually educational content with the people that I'm working with. From there, what you are doing is taking the viewers at the end and giving them some sort of free lead magnet. It's either going to be the long form YouTube video or a different lead magnet to get them on an email list, which then puts them into an email sequence, which at the end of that, the goal is to get them to some sort of product. And all of these things, what does that do? That gives a lot more impressions over a different platforms. So instead of having short form video, you have short form threads. But what else is working really good on, let's say, LinkedIn or Facebook and Twitter, where you have the written work, what you then do is you quote retweet with a video clip from the long form video. So it's, instead of doing the shorts, you take the same content that would be there, but you have it much less edited for these platforms, because these platforms, they don't need a bunch of stimulation, especially what you need to know what the goals are of the platform, who your ideal audience is. So you have different edits for different platforms, but this is pretty much just raw footages, maybe just the subtitles. And then you were doing that overline it with the tweet thread. The reason for that is increasing views, getting more people to the lead magnet, which is the overarching goal. And it is showing people the written work and the visuals. So it is branding on top of that. So there's only real benefits. This is attracting more people to your long form YouTube videos, more people to your products, more people to your email sequence, more people funneling across every single kind of funnel thing that you can possibly do. And the YouTube videos, you'll have different lead magnets that are getting people onto email list, onto the products. From the Twitter threads, you'll have people getting onto email list, into the products. From the short form, you'll get people to the long form, or you'll get them to some sort of free email list. Then what you do is every quarter or so, you do some sort of free webinar. You pitch it to your email list, you pitch it to the warm audience, you pitch it to the hot audience, you get them to some sort of free webinar, you do some sort of very good sales pitch after you're giving a lot more free value. And then you, let's say, get 5,000-10,000 people there, convert 10% of them at $1,000, and you're making a few $100,000 just from that, in addition to having all these other people in your email list. So this is a way where you can go from, let's say, doing 500,000 or 1,000,000 views per month, and just from changing all of these things, which is in detail a lot more complex than what I just said in an overarching 30,000 foot level. The most key point, which I kind of grazed over, was helping them make better long form videos. That is something that is much more hands-on. Everything else is very easy to train somebody to do. That is probably actually the hardest thing. But that's why I only work with people that are already getting 1,000,000 views per month, because they already have a proven track record where people want to listen to what they are saying. I'm not going to work with somebody who hasn't already proven to the marketplace that people care about what they say. That's why I have a very strict clientele with who I'm trying to work with, because I can take, if people already enjoy what somebody's talking about, I can help them enjoy it a lot more, help them understand it better, help them package it to where more people are interested in this, and then more people want to hear what they're saying. But I can't help somebody who no one wants to listen to. So then all of this adds more distribution to everything that you are doing. This is and all of this is hands off for the client that I'm working with, all of it. They don't actually lift a finger. I'm doing all of this in-house. I'm paying for everything. Sometimes I'll have them cover one or two things, but for me, I'm just doing a revenue share, and that works out for me because if we can 200x their revenue, I get a pretty high percentage of that. And now, what am I doing with my buddy Luke to incorporate this and 10x this to the next level? And Justin, if we could figure out how to code this, this would be able to take this to the absolute next level. So now what we were trying to do is take the short form stuff, take the written AI stuff that we were doing, and then change it up and distribute it across 100 different platforms with the goal to get basically organic ads. When you're scrolling on Instagram and you see an ad, what do? You skip right past it because our generation is very numb to ads. But what do? We are watching pretty much every single video that are good. So if you can create very, very good videos and you can distribute it across 50 different accounts, then you are seeing the same person from many different accounts. And the algorithms right now are set up in a way where it cannot differentiate, let's say, Joshua Lassard talking to a camera. If you see a clip of this on Instagram, the algorithms know that it's me talking. So if, let's say, Joshua Lassard posts this clip, you will see that. But then if Joshua Lassard Clips post this, or Joshua Lassard 0202 post this, and you are interested in Joshua Lassard, you are going to start to be recommended more and more videos that are similar to that, because they understand that you like those types of videos, you engage with those types of videos. Therefore, you start to get recommended more of these videos, regardless if it's from my channel or from these Clips channels. But with these Clips channels, there'll be so much more supply of these videos that you might be interested in. So it is a different way to pay for ads, where you are having a bunch of different editing processes, a bunch of basically re-editing. And remember when I was talking about having the client record 100 different hooks? And that is something that you'll be doing. You'll be changing different hooks for let's say 30 to 40 different posts that will be going out. You'll be changing the editing. You'll be changing the clips around. The reason for that is to see what works, and then you double, triple down on it. You'll be doing a lot more written work, and it's still going to have the exact same goal. But what is this? This is taking the distribution of what the person they were already doing. They were already making these long form videos, and is distributing it in a way that has 100,000 times more results. Because from that long form video, you have let's say the people who watch that. And if you stop there, only the people who watch that are going to be potential customers. But if you take that, you chop it up, then you have people who are on TikTok only, Instagram only. Now those people are potential customers. Then you take it, and instead of also having the video clips, you do written work. And then you have the written work on platforms that more and more written work wants to, or people who read stuff on different platforms. They like to see it. Then you have people posting all of those same short form stuff across 50 to 100 different accounts 5 times per day, where you have thousands and thousands of posts going out per week across a multitude of platforms. The results on that are like you would think. If it is quality and the quantity matches it, they are exponential. So now you have hundreds of millions of views per month. That is the goal. Hundreds of millions of views per month across every single platform, every single branded account, all with the goal to get them onto some sort of funnel sequence, get into some sort of lead magnet, get them on the email list, as well as getting into some sort of platform that they like to be on, getting them used to going to the website, and getting them to the long form content. This is what Sam Sulek is doing. He has his start of the long form videos. He right now is getting 20 million views per month, no edits. All he is doing is taking his long form stuff, and he has hundreds of people taking clips of those and posting it on fan accounts. And those are getting millions of views per month, each of them. And then the people who are interested, because it is the mass distribution, go to find out more about his long form stuff. The problem is he doesn't have a product he's selling on the back end. He's sponsored by some sort of athletic brand wear. But if you had your own product and you had your own funnel sequence that I'm doing in-house for these people anyway, if all they have is a great product and a great YouTube channel, the distribution of this takes their advertising from, let's say, 1 million views per month to 100 plus million views per month. And think about a Super Bowl ad. There's what, 5 to 7 million people watching, or 100 million people watching a Super Bowl, but $5 to $7 million per ad. Think about that. If you can do 100 million views per month, and these people are paying $5 million per Super Bowl ad, if you can generate that per month, you should, in theory, if you're advertising your funnel, your email sequence, your lead magnets, your long form videos, your sales, if it is good enough, you should be able to generate that same kind of income if your business model is good enough for it. And that is the goal, doing all this in-house so they don't have to lift a finger. All they are doing is what they are currently doing. And if you can accomplish that, which we are trying to do with people right now, then you can really take this to the next level. So some examples you can look at. They are not doing the full package like we are doing, or what I'm doing. What they are doing is they're doing bits and pieces of it. And what I'm doing is I'm just taking everything, every single skill that I've learned along the way, and then putting it all towards this and adding it into one feature. The all in-house grow everything to a remarkable, remarkable degree. So Justin, if you could find a way to code all of this to where somebody has an in-house product where they could do all this in the touch of a finger and pay 10 grand per month, you could get hundreds and hundreds of people on there, because there's ever growing demand for this kind of work where more and more people are having businesses. I right now know, I was just in LA a few weeks ago or a few months ago, and there was probably 100 business owners making $10 million per month, and all of them, all of their goals were to start to make organic content, because paying for advertising is getting harder and harder. Paid ads, they have never been more expensive. They will only continue to get more expensive. So what do you need? You need attention. And people who have online attention, they will continuously be able to get cheaper and cheaper advertising, and that more advertisers are going to look for those kinds of people. I'm trying to distribute this on a much, much higher degree for these people. Goodbye.